Morning, YouTube. YouTube's here too. All right, well, let's get going. I don't know what we have going at all, actually, over the last like 24 hours or so, but we're certainly going to find out. Be fun. Okay. I'm going to get my share up here. Oh, Iran stuff. Yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah. Probably the only thing I heard. President Trump has issued a sharp warning to Iran following the collapse of a military agreement, saying U.S. forces carried out major strikes overnight that destroyed key Iranian military equipment. Most of their equipment is gone. Gone. Their anti-aircraft guns, gone. We hit them very hard.
And most of their equipment is gone. Their anti-aircraft stuff is gone.
It's gone.
We hit them very hard last night. Every time they send a drone, we hit them very hard. But we had a deal. What nobody knows, we had a deal. It was a done deal. And then they broke it. They always break it. We've had 10 deals with these people. And so we're just going to hit them very hard. Yeah, they do kind of do that a lot. And we're gonna keep the Strait, and we'll probably run it. We'll become the guardian of the Strait. Maybe we'll call it the...
Oh, shit! Okay. I'm cool with that. We lost the Panama Canal. We took the Strait.
Guardian angel of the Strait. And we should be reimbursed for that. When we do that, we're going to be reimbursed because the other nations are very wealthy. They're on our side. And we can't be expected to do that for nothing, unlike we had for many years. And most of their equipment is gone. Their anti-aircraft stuff is gone. We hit them.
Dang, though. So he wants to take over the Strait of Hormuz? Well, shit, yeah. Sign me up, bucko. Butler anniversary. Oh my gosh, it is today? Yeah, 13th. Secret Service failed to detect Thomas Crook's drone flight.
13.
Its location, or Crook's own position while he was operating the drone.
2024. Thomas Crooks flew his drone near the event undetected for almost 9 minutes, less than 3 hours before he attempted to assassinate President Trump. At the center of your screen, you can see Crook's drone at the approximate location and altitude where the drone was flown prior to the July 13th event. We will now show you the drone's approximate view during its flight. The drone flew 471 yards from the event stage where President Trump was standing during the shooting, at an altitude of 102 feet. As you can see, the drone's video camera viewed both the American Glass Research International Complex's roof, from where Crooks later shot at President Trump, and the event stage. During the event, the Secret Service had a counter-drone system on site, but it malfunctioned. With only one inexperienced operator and limited technical support, the counter-drone system was not operational when Thomas Crooks flew his drone.
It's convenient, wasn't it? A lot of things just need to be convenient.
Look, we have them in the run. Most of their equipment.
It's gone. Hey, there's me. What's up? You know what? Hey, there's me. Something that bothers me. What's up? Okay, mute. I want to fix it because it bugs me. I don't understand why it does it. See if we can figure out my camera. Okay. Interesting. All right, bear with me. I had a couple of things. Can't be that weird. All right, well, I guess we'll just do it the old-fashioned way. With a contrast bump. And a little extra saturation. Okay, let's see if I look better now. Difference? Hey, that does look a little more natural. My shadows not like washed out and milky looking. Okay. Boy, it looks awkward as heck on my screen. I look like way overdone on my monitor, but now it looks good up here. You guys will have to tell me if that looks naturally contrasted and colored or not. Or is it still washed out? That looks a lot better. My eye on the actual feed. Looks good now? Good. Cool. Yeah, it was looking like kind of like washed out before, right? It was bothering me. All right, let's keep going. Now we're good. Now my OCD has been satisfied. UK has officially designated Iran's IRGC as a terrorist organization.
Breaking news, the UK government is moving to proscribe the IRGC, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, and various other bodies. This is a written statement by the Minister of State for Security saying that the National Security Act of 2026 provides law enforcement and intelligence agencies with additional tools to disrupt and deter foreign power threat activity directed against the United Kingdom and its interests. Provides power for the Home Secretary to designate bodies involved in foreign power threat activity where it is necessary to protect the safety or interests of the United Kingdom. Designation introduces new criminal offences relating to supporting, assisting or obtaining material benefit from a designated body, where an individual engages in espionage, sabotage or foreign interference for or on behalf of that body, the maximum penalty for those offences reaches life imprisonment. So various details being shared to us. It's quite a long statement by the UK government, but they have said, having carefully considered all of the evidence, the Home Secretary has concluded there is sufficient basis to reasonably believe that those bodies are engaged in foreign power threat activity and that designation is necessary to protect the safety and interest.
Wait, who's getting designated?
News, the UK government is moving to...
It's just the IRGC in it, or someone else?
The Guard Corps.
IRGC, okay. Oh. One day, when I am rich. Oh my goodness. Give me that. Ah, nice. A real-life meetup of Redditors. Denizens of Reddit.com. Yeah, looks about right. Every single one of them is like a walking meme. Slash trope. Okay, more Trump. This morning.
After that...
reflecting on Butler. 1 year after Butler. Or two... When year?
After that, I mean, I got lucky. God was watching. There's one, Ainsley, God was watching because, you know, my son Don and Eric, both of them, they know a lot about guns. They hunt. They like to hunt. And they said from that distance, with that gun, that particular gun, There's almost no chance of missing. They considered it something maybe easier than a 2-foot putt. To put it in golf terms, they said that's from that distance with that gun. It's like sinking a 2-foot putt, which is hard to for those non-golfers. A 2-foot putt is almost automatic. I wouldn't say automatic for some people. It's not, but it's almost automatic. And so, God was with me. I turned my head to show a chart, and a chart that I never show on the right-hand side, but this time I did, and a chart that I don't even use that much. I use it probably 1 in 10 times at the rallies. But it's always on my left, and this time it was on my right. I looked to the right. I said, if I looked to the left, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. So many amazing things. And the chart is always at the end of the speech, and I just put it at the beginning because it was appropriate. Sometimes I'll start out and I won't be reading a lot of things because it makes it much more interesting. I think that's why people like it. But I just said I'm going to put it up there. It just felt good. Yeah. It felt right. I speak the way I feel, and it felt right. And the chart, I said, let's talk about the chart. And I look over to the right as it's coming down, and I said, wow, what was that?
Wow.
I said, it's either the biggest, most violent mosquito in history or I just got shot. It was one of the two things because I touched my ear. There was blood all over my ear. As soon as I touched it, this wasn't like a slow bleed. I touched it. You saw, the picture's a very famous one. And I'm going down. And I said to myself, and sort of, I guess it's much as you can joke about something like this, but
well,
I said,
President,
that's either the most violent mosquito in history or I got shot.
Yikes. Oh God. All right, these are funny.
What country is Santiago in?
I feel like
God, she's sucking on a popsicle, like really?
Mexico.
Spain.
Wait, what?
What country is Santiago in?
I feel like Mexico.
Spain. What country is Tijuana in?
Hawaii.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, no,
Really?
I'm so sorry.
Tijuana is in Hawaii.
I never even heard of Tijuana before.
Tijuana, what country?
Japan.
What country is Baja California in?
America?
What country is Rome in?
Egypt.
What country is Barcelona in?
Greece.
What country is that in?
Italy.
What country is Delhi in?
Come on.
United States.
Delaware. You got it.
Yay!
Delaware. What's up, hon? Oh, okay. President Trump. Oh my God, that's right. That's the big news of the weekend. Lindsey Graham, my man. Lindsey, what happened? You had a little cardiac incident? Oh, we're gonna miss you though.
Mr. President, I'm really sorry for our country's loss. I know you lost one of your closest friends and an ally in the Senate. How are you feeling?
Well, I don't feel great. He was a great guy, and he was a friend. He would call me all the time. He would just I'd say, stop calling me Lindsey.
Stop calling me Lindsey. You're calling me too much.
It's amazing.
It's getting a little weird.
Didn't stop, and he was a worker. He was a total workaholic politician. Now, some people don't call that work. Some people call that.
That nigga worked harder for bombs and guns and money from them than any damn body on the face of this planet.
A lot of talk.
Except for John McCain, and he's dead now. Well, now they're both dead.
But everybody loved him. He was good on the other side. If I had Democrat problems, he could solve them. He was a man of all different abilities, actually, and he was a nice man. He was a great guy. He loved playing golf. Loved being outside. He'd play golf with people, and you just liked him. It wasn't that he was a great striker of the ball. He wasn't exactly a perfect. He wasn't Jack Nicklaus.
I haven't really been looking, but I imagine the questions. There are questions surrounding his death, considering he had just come back from Ukraine, and And who knows? Like, very, very well may be the case. Something happened there. I don't know. Like, would you really put it past? Would you really put it past Ukraine if, say Lindsey Graham was like the last? I don't know how, like, what situation could end up like this, but I'm sure they exist, where Lindsey Graham is like the last straw between Trump cutting off Russia and Ukraine and finally like putting his foot down with the whole thing, and at the very least getting US money out of the mix, right? Maybe applying further pressure on Ukraine. What if Lindsey Graham was like the last remaining brick in the wall, and Ukraine on this last meeting caught wind that Lindsey was thinking about changing his mind? Would you really put it past Ukraine to just, I don't know, kill him for something? And that's just off the top of my head. I'm sure there's half dozen or more other reasons why Ukraine might want to kill him. Who knows?
He was not Tiger, but he loved it.
Of course, that said, he was an old man. He probably, I imagine, drank a lot. And he was what, 70 something years old? Heart attacks happen. Could be that too.
And he had fun, He was a man who had a lot of fun. He had fun with politics, but he was really good at it. And then when he got angry, like he did in the case of Brett Kavanaugh, it was so impactful. I think it saved the Brett becoming a justice. It was just a moment in time that the Democrats got so sick and so angry and so crazy, and they were going to do something very bad. And Lindsey went on his tirade, and it was much more than a tirade, but I think it was one of the great 10 moments of Congress, if you want to know the truth. I said that was one of the 10 greatest moments in Congress, and I think you wouldn't find 10 other cases where somebody did what he was able to do there, and he saved Brett from a very, very unfair decision, or they would have turned a man down who was so qualified and such a good man. So and I do think it was one of the top 10 in Congress. Like you have the top 10 in sports. This was the top 10 in politics. And but he was just a good man. And he called me. He came back from Ukraine, and he called me, and which didn't surprise me at all. And he said, "I'm back," and told me a couple of things. He was very strong on fighting for the Save America.
Like, I don't know what method, like, just hypothetically speaking, could have been used to, like, time delay kill him like that, assuming Ukraine did it or something somehow. I don't know how that would work, but
America Act. And I'm not sure if he was at the beginning, but he really became the primary advocate for it. And I think he would have felt the same way about terminating the filibuster, which was so important. I mean, it's so important. The Republicans have to do it. It's so insane. Otherwise, we're going to have a shutdown in September, and we have a debt.
Maybe Graham was involved in some manner of corruption with Ukraine. That probably sounds a little more likely. A little weapons profiteering, war profiteering, right up his alley. Maybe he was thinking about spilling the beans. Turning tail.
Healing problem coming in 2 years. And if you terminate the filibuster, everything goes away, and we do anything we want. We pass everything we want.
I think those questions are just going to be floating around for forever now.
And the Democrats are going to do it. And he started to see that because he was against, because everyone's sort of against. Not everybody. 20% were against. He was one, and now he was starting to say, terminate the filibuster. Otherwise, we're going to have, these continued ridiculous, crazy, Trump deranged They're Trump deranged. These people suffer from a very fine disease known as Trump derangement syndrome, and he was seeing that.
Okay, let me pop over to Steph's pile. Next here. Oh.
Monday morning, John, with the main wire, about 9:15. I'm in Biddeford. They've got the streets shut off here. Federal investigators are on scene. It's an active crime scene here on Poole Street here in Biddeford. Not a lot of reports yet. They're asking the press to assemble at the local school, and updates are coming. But it's an active crime scene. They've got the streets all shut off.
What is this about?
Saco police are on scene helping direct traffic. Biddeford has this down, but I can confirm that federal agents are on scene and part of this
bumfuck Maine
active investigation. Check back with the main wire for more updates. I'm John Feathers.
I wonder what's going on. Okay, let me bump over here. Boop, 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 boo. All right. It was yesterday. Why not?
At the Smithsonian's National Museum of American History, you would expect to learn about, well, American history. But a new White House report says they are teaching anything
bondage and sadomasochism
but that. Extreme political activism. Apparently, that is what they are teaching. Now, Saturday in America got a copy of the report, and here is what was found on full display at the Smithsonian. A diary entry by a child named Ryan, who used to go by the name of Jennifer and now considers himself a boy. Ryan wrote in his diary that he prayed to God every night for his private parts to grow. A photo of a trans non-binary skateboarder's chest binder, a device used to make himself appear more like a man while skateboarding. And then there's an exhibit featuring images of drag queens and half-nude women. And another, a rubber crotch harness used for something I can't even say on air. In their Entertainment Nation exhibit, the museum dragged iconic American pieces through the mud. They framed ukuleles as, quote, both a product of U.S. imperialism and a potent symbol of native Hawaiian resistance. That Wild West shows were subjugating indigenous people into theater, and that Mickey Mouse represents long-standing traditions of blackface.
What?
They called Christopher Columbus a murderer, slaver, killer, and thief, and framed Christian pilgrims as colonizers who referred to Thanksgiving as a national day of mourning. And get this, a 2020 document from a museum-endorsed toolkit lays out the aspects and assumptions of whiteness and white culture, saying that objective, rational, linear thinking and hard work are qualities of white people. They would go on to apologize for that, quote, whiteness memo. Now, the Smithsonian secretary disputes the White House report, writing in a statement, quote, while there will always be room for improvement, this report is not a fair
hard work and rational thoughts are parts of white culture and therefore must be destroyed.
Characterization of the work and totality of the National Museum of American History. I think rational people would say the work we just showed speaks for itself. Well, Vince Haley, assistant to the president for domestic policy, director of White House Domestic Policy Council, the team behind the report, joins me now.
Jeez, man, that's just bonkers. All right. Norman Besant and Mace floated as potential Graham successors. All right, Kat, get out of here. Come on. Scott Besant and what? Nancy Mace? I don't know who Norman is, but I'm gonna go with Norman. I'd much rather have Besant than Mace. Easily. Nancy Mace is a big fat no for me. Nah. Okay, FBI flooding Fulton County, Georgia with hundreds of agents to ramp up 2020 election investigation. Hundreds?
We have some breaking news in the FBI's.
That's quite a few.
Fulton County election investigation. More than 200 federal agents now in Georgia to comb through data seized earlier this year. A clear sign.
Whoa, dude. That is nothing to sneeze at. That is a really big deal. That's a lot of agents.
That the investigation into the 2020 election is heating up. Thanks so much for joining us for the On the
Night. FBI agents are going through materials found today during a search of the Fulton County, Georgia election office. That search is said to be related to the 2020 election. Correspondent David Spunt has details tonight. Good evening, David.
Brett, good evening. FBI agents are still on site at the records warehouse for the Fulton County, Georgia Board of Elections. The matter is sealed before a court, meaning details are limited, but we can report this is related to the 2020 presidential election. Sources tell Fox News that agents retrieved documents, phones, and computers after a judge signed a warrant. President Trump has long made Georgia, and specifically Fulton County, a target of his complaints relating to the 2020 election. Shortly after that election, Trump spoke to Georgia's Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, and said he needed 11,780 votes to win the state. At the time, Raffensperger said he felt pressure from Trump and denied any widespread election fraud. He continues to deny it to this day. Now, Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis brought state criminal charges against then former President Trump and others in 2023 for conspiracy to overturn the election. But her prosecution, Brett, was eventually derailed completely after it was revealed she had an intimate relationship with the top prosecutor on her team, and it could have tainted the case. Late last year, a judge dismissed the case in its entirety. Now, Brett, last month, the Justice Department sued Fulton County, Georgia, seeking access to 2020 voting records after state officials allegedly failed to respond to a subpoena. Fox News has learned the head of the FBI's Atlanta field office was recently forced out in recent days, but it's unclear, Brett, if this is all related.
Ooh-wee. Preliminary findings in the death of Lindsey Graham.
Tommy, good evening to you. The news coming from the Senator Graham's office about the preliminary findings of this autopsy, which shows that it was an artery tear, a catastrophic one caused by likely years of cardiovascular disease.
Ouch. Yep.
We are still awaiting the final
that happens.
Cause of death. Those results are pending because of toxicology reports that still need to come back in. But it is incredible turnaround of information from the senator's office, and it certainly shows the amount of interest worldwide that Graham's death is spotlighting. The senator had a huge influence on both domestic and foreign policy. He's remembered as someone who was championing for what he believed in, as well as forging relationships across the aisle. Tommy, good evening to you. The news coming from the Senator Graham's office about the preliminary findings of the
Oh, yeah. What about Mitch?
Office of the attending physician that we learned. Senator McConnell has experienced several falls throughout the last year that have been attributed to his post-polio condition. He was admitted to the hospital 4 weeks.
I'm pretty sure it's due to the fact that he's a vegetable.
Weeks ago after falling at home and sustaining minor injuries. A comprehensive evaluation by a team there determined that he had no fractures, cardiac abnormalities, stroke, tumor, or hemorrhages. Early in his hospitalization, he had developed pneumonia, which responded rapidly to antibiotic treatment. The remainder of his hospital.
I love how Elaine is like reaching her hand around behind him like she's working a puppet.
Stay focused on physical therapy and strategies to reduce his future falls. He has been medically cleared to continue fully participating in his intensive physical therapy program. That was the statement coming from the office of the attending physician.
How about let's hear and let's see him. Can we talk to him? Maybe? No, we can't. Oh, you don't say. Why is that? Yeah. Trump meeting with Speaker Johnson today in the Oval Office.
Come back, gather everybody together. The big urgency is to get Save America passed. The president has that as a top priority, and so do I. We passed it 3 times in the House. We're going to try one more time on a budget reconciliation bill, and I think that will be the way to get it through the Senate and finally to the president's desk. So that's forthcoming.
Okay, I want to
come back, gather.
Okay, what?
Better together. The big urgency is.
You'll have to forgive me, Mr. Speaker, but I've heard that before.
To get Save America passed. The president has that.
And I've heard it for like an entire year now. Okay, that's yesterday. Back up. Back up we go. FBI fired 2 Atlanta area FBI analysts. Oh, because they refused to participate in the Fulton County election investigation.
We have some breaking news in the FBI's Fulton County election investigation. More than 200 federal agents now in Georgia to comb through data seized earlier this year, a clear sign that the investigation into the 2020 election is heating up. Thanks so much for joining us for the On the
Night. FBI agents are going through materials found today during a search of the Fulton County, Georgia election office. That search is said to be related.
That's just the one. Watched. All right. Okay. Trump says, I was able to cut a much better deal for America. Excuse me. And by so doing, we'll be allowing the new and spectacular Gordie Howe International Bridge spanning Detroit and Windsor, Ontario, to open on July 27th as scheduled. The original deal made was unacceptable to me. The new deal is great and fair. Thank you and congratulations to the Canadian government. May we both have many years of success with this wonderful new development. Oh, Nick Shirley's thing. Yeah. If we run out of stuff, we'll come back to that. I haven't seen this yet. Full 53 minutes of my crew and I exposing New York fraud. Oh, well, you know that's going to be big. Oh, nice.
Yeah, so these adult daycares, they're just basically these YMCAs essentially for these old people to go in and play ping pong, do tai chi, and play dominoes. And because there's so many of them, what they do is they've created a referral program pretty much. So you bring in your friend, we'll give you a kickback on that. You come to the daycare that day so we can bill Medicaid, well, we'll give you a percentage of that money from Medicaid. And so they are able to give out these kickbacks to the elderly for attending these daycares. And then more and more people get wind of it, and they tell their friends, and then there's just a big old referral program, and people getting kickbacks from Medicaid.
Yeah, Nick, I want to.
Yeah, so these adult daycares.
More from him. No. Okay.
Do you really believe in open borders and not having deportations? That's just.
This is the co-chair of the New York City DSA, Democratic Socialists of America.
Incredibly contrary to law enforcement and security.
America has a really long history of welcoming working class immigrants. My grandmother and her mother came through Ellis Island and worked from Germany and worked as seamstresses. I mean, we believe that
criminal illegal aliens in the country, don't they need to be removed?
We believe that demilitarizing the border, that violent oppression of working class immigrants who come here is not something that most Americans want. And I think the backlash to President Trump's policies really show that.
Do you really believe in open borders and not having deportations?
House will vote in the coming days to abolish the seasonal time change.
That would make daylight savings time permanent. And Politico now reporting that the vote is meant to appease Florida Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna, who's been holding up House business over the SAVE Act. Okay, where do you come down on this?
Unfreaking believable.
That would make
ridiculous. Okay. $59% approval rating. Prices coming down along with lowering of oil and gas.
What's happening, and I see these lowlifes getting it.
Oh, a DSA activist frantically deleted this image of their latest party meeting. What, this? Yeah, I would probably delete that too. It's embarrassing. Ew.
I mean, they're lowlifes. I watch them. I know good people. I know quality people. These are essentially lowlifes. And when I see what they're talking, I think they're very dangerous in many ways. And I've said it. And then I said, boy, that's a pretty big statement. Then I realized, a couple of people said, I think you're probably right. I think this country, with this thing that's going around, is in more danger than it was during World War I, World War II. If you talk about September 11th, if you talk about Pearl Harbor, that was big danger. I think the concept of us going communist, because one thing that happens when you go communist, you never come back, never comes back. You die in squalor. You die a horrible death. You die in squalor, and it gets very evil and very nasty. Yeah, please go ahead.
2 years after the attempted assassination of Trump in Butler, a new Inspector General report is shedding light on the security failures that led up to the attack. The report says Secret Service missed more than 100 radio transmissions from local law enforcement about the suspected gunman and received only a handful of calls and texts warning of the threat in the lead-up. Wow. Iranian state TV says Iran fired warning shots at 2 ships in Hormuz. Warning shots, okay. Oh, evidence mounts of non-citizens reaching voter rolls. Yeah, we know they have. Casting ballots as DOJ speeds crackdown. Oh yeah, examples all over the place. Oh, Sam Neill, huh? Died? Wow. Oh man, that's sad. Death was sudden and unexpected. Remained cancer-free after his battle with a rare blood cancer. I always liked him. Great actor. Excellent in the piano. And Event Horizon. That's damn good film. Probably my favorite with him. He's good. Yeah, he's good in Hunt for Red October too. And of course, Jurassic Park. New York City's Mayor Zoran Mamdani. His team. Pardon. Mamdani's team tried to meet with Iran's UN ambassador, and the State Department had to shut it down.
Are learning more about a planned, now squelched meeting between a senior official for New York City's mayor, Zoran Mamdani, and Iran's ambassador to the United Nations. The State Department now says it stepped in to cancel that meeting. CB Cotton is live in New York City with more. CB.
Hey, John. So after the State Department reportedly stepped in to clarify acceptable conduct, we're told that it was Mayor Mamdani who ultimately called off the meeting between his Commissioner for International Affairs, Anna Maria Archila, and Iran's UN Ambassador, Amir Saeed Iravani. Archila was reportedly reprimanded for the move, but the fact that the meeting was even considered continues to raise eyebrows, including from U.S. Ambassador Mike Waltz, who reacted today on Sunday Morning Future.
It would have been a huge propaganda victory for the Ayatollah in the middle of a conflict.
Yeah, what?
They're not only shooting at Americans, but they're shooting at global shipping, and we're doing everything we can to keep them internationally isolated. It's outrageous, and we shut it down.
So Mamdani, when addressing the controversy this week, said he didn't know about the meeting in advance. He also said it was the Iranian ambassador who requested the meeting and that his team is now working on new protocols.
The commissioner recognizes that this was made an error, and we're working on a new process in terms of new meeting requests. Again, this was a request that came into the office, not one that originated from the office.
Okay, so the timing of the attempted meeting comes when President Trump has repeatedly said he is #1 on Iran's, quote, kill list. And Israel recently shared intelligence with Trump about an Iranian plot to assassinate him, according to a Wall Street Journal report. John.
All right, C.B. Cotton, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Paramount weighs leaving California. Paramount Pictures. After the state's war on $110 billion Warner Brothers takeover. Wow. Hollowing out everything, few scraps they had left there. Crazy. They have thoroughly raped California. Completely. Oh yeah, this one was pretty nuts. You know, you don't recognize this as something you should probably stay away from? That is clearly a bull looking for some action, okay? Like, you need to run. Nope. Ooh. Crazy. Ooh, man. Tourist photo of the year. Right there. How crazy is that, though? That thing can chuck you that freaking high. It's like a good 10 feet into the air, man. Like nothing. Like it was nothing. Whoop. Americans are calling for immigration reform, remigration, and for all immigrants on welfare programs to be deported.
Idea of total remigration.
Honk, yes.
Asians can stay.
Yeah, they can stay. Most of them.
If you're like Chinese or Japanese or Korean,
No, not the Chinese. They can go.
I want them to.
Their food is the worst of the bunch. So the Thai, you can stay. The Japanese, you can definitely stay. We like you. Vietnamese, you can stay.
Stay.
Okay.
Yeah. Everyone else, it's on a situational basis. We're gonna have to evaluate, you know, what you do for work, you know, what your standing is in society. Are you on welfare? Are you on EBT? And then we can go from there.
We can absolutely implement a system like this in America because it's already being done in places like Denmark. Denmark implemented new immigration rules that say that the immigrants that have been receiving welfare now have to repay portions of those benefits. If they don't repay it, or if they are a chronic welfare dependent, they will be at risk for deportation. They can even
at risk for. That's as far as they'll ever go over there.
Lose residence permits if they are on welfare. And it's not just Denmark. Netherlands, Austria, Germany have tightened their
No, they have not.
welfare rules. Welfare use can now block permanent residency and lead to deportation. If they can do it overseas, then we should be able to do it here.
Have they done it overseas, though? Yeah. Oh, a young teen, a youth with a suspended license tries to pulled a race card on the police. What is this? Get out of here.
I just showed Mommy who's here to grab your car. Bye.
You're a liar.
Have a good one.
Let's have fun with this in court. Let's have fun with this in court.
Suspended.
Why are you being a dick, bro?
Suspended.
Suspended.
You fucked up.
Suspended. It's the cop.
You say you pulled me over for no reason.
Listen to mama.
You fucked up.
Listen to mama.
You fucked up. You fucked up. You ain't going to jail, nigga.
I just
never understand why they don't just arrest these fucking people. Really gonna sit there and be talked to like that?
And if your food gets dropped off by the DoorDash delivery woman you're about to see, please be sure to give her a big tip. This dramatic video captures the moment she was hit by a car, and Houston police.
DoorDash driver able to complete her delivery after being hit by a vehicle that authorities say was fleeing police in Houston. Jeez.
And if your food gets dropped off by the DoorDash delivery woman you're about to see, please be sure to give her a big tip. This dramatic video captures the moment she was hit by a car, and Houston police say they'd been chasing the suspect behind the wheel.
Yikes.
He allegedly jumped out and tried to
That was
hide
a
in a
close one,
nearby
man.
backyard. Incredibly, she was able to get up and, get this, complete her delivery.
Bumped her legs over a little
Luckily,
bit,
she
thank
only
God.
suffered minor injuries, and I bet that food.
Yikes, bro. Way to go, Houston. Keeping it real.
On my first day in office, I signed an executive order allowing us to participate in 287G, which allows our federal partners and our state agencies and assets to come together to solve crimes like this and take the worst of worst off the street. As you mentioned, 5 individuals from Mexico and Guatemala were arrested. We saved 8 children during this operation. We took advantage of, bad people trying to prey on innocent children during an international opportunity and a celebration like World Cup was. Coordination with FBI, with DHS, our Attorney General Catherine Hanaway, our Missouri State Highway Patrol, Kansas City PD, U.S. Marshals, all came together to solve this problem and to really take these guys off the street. On my first day in office, I signed an executive order.
Oh boy, here's Nancy Mace answering a question on whether she will run for Lindsey Graham's seat. Oh, I'm sure Nancy will never, ever turn down an opportunity to remain in the spotlight or even gain a bigger one.
Longer term, he was on the ballot this fall. You ran for governor. Are you considering running for his seat eventually?
I would say right now, my focus is on South Carolina. I think we're all still just sitting here stunned and shocked that this has happened, and we're mourning his loss. I'm never going to shut the door. I love the state of South Carolina. You only live once, and if the people of South Carolina would like me to serve in that capacity, I'll certainly take a look at it. But right now, I just want to focus on him and his legacy, what he did for the state. He was sort of like, I always envisioned him that he would live to 100, that he would be serving South Carolina like Strom Thurmond for decades and bring home all the resources we would ever need and then some, which is what he did in his career. And that's what we're focusing on right now is his life, his legacy, his legend, as Trump so well aptly described this morning on all of his TV interviews.
Longer term, he was on the ballot this fall. You ran for governor. Are you considering running for his?
Yeah. Guy tries fighting state police? Why not? He just kind of just goes down. That is funny as heck. And he's gone. All right. Flames seen blasting from the entrance of a bar in Bangkok. Whoa, 27 people died in the fire. What the heck? Holy guacamole. What the Yo! How does that happen? That is no joke, man. 27 people. Jesus. President Trump demands the Senate GOP terminate filibuster.
These people suffer from a very fine disease known as Trump derangement syndrome, and he was seeing that. And
Mr. President,
so
did you notice
he was really come a long way on the terminating the filibuster, which is the single smartest thing we could do, because then you'd get everything. You know, that's bigger. But even if we took the small loaf, and the small loaf is the Save America Act, and it's very simple. It's voter ID, it's proof of citizenship, and it's no voter. It's the ballot. Look what happened to the kid in California. They send a million ballots. These people suffer from a very fine disease known as Trump derangement syndrome, and he was seeing that. And
Mr. President,
so
did you notice?
He was really come a long way on the terminating the filibuster, which is the single smartest thing we could do, because then you'd get everything. You know, that's bigger. But even if we took the small loaf, and the small loaf is the Save America Act, and it's very simple. It's voter ID, it's proof of citizenship, and it's no voter. It's the ballot. Look what happened to the kid in California. They send a million ballots. These people suffer from a very fine disease known as Trump derangement syndrome, and he was seeing that. And
Mr. President, did you notice?
He was really come a long way on the terminating the filibuster, which is.
Oh, oops. Okie doke. Oh, this one was nuts. Yeah. Heck of a reaction time on this guy. Russian troops mounted a 12.7 millimeter helicopter machine gun, Gatling gun, on a fixed stand for training. But apparently, I don't know, didn't think it through very well. I don't know how they didn't see this one coming, but they didn't. And the force of the damn thing firing just... Lucky no one died. At least no one visible. That guy's head very, very nearly got sawed off by bullets. Look how close that is. Yeah. Bit too much vodka. Traffic came to a stop at a busy intersection, Sunset Boulevard in East Hollywood, as a man vandalized a Waymo.
Well, traffic came to a stop at the busy intersection of Sunset and Edgemont.
Oh, apparently yelling at the Waymo.
East Hollywood due to a man vandalizing a Waymo. Take a look at this. Police say they arrived to find a shirtless man on top of a Waymo in the middle of the intersection.
Yes, he's yelling at the Waymo. He's yelling at the camera anyway.
This is video posted to the Citizen app. The man was seen on the crushed windshield holding a bent windshield wiper while screaming at the sensor on the top of the Waymo. Traffic had to come to a full stop as the Waymo was stopped right in the middle of the street. It's still unclear if anyone was in the Waymo when that destruction started. Officers arrived on the scene and arrested that man for...
So did it drop him off at the wrong spot?
For vandalism. Well, traffic came to a stop at the...
I'm struggling to figure out what the Waymo did.
Busy intersection.
Somebody's sick, if somebody's disabled.
Oh. Trump says Spencer Pratt came into the Oval Office and said he thought he won if not for fraud.
Or if you go on vacation, somebody's sick, if somebody's disabled.
I bet.
Or if you go on vacation, you know, you get a pass. We make it nice and easy.
But Mr. President, did you notice anything different?
They find millions and millions of ballots. It's impossible. Spencer Pratt came up to my office. He said he thought he won. I said, why didn't you complain? He didn't know who to complain to. But what they did to that guy was unbelievable. He's a nice guy. He worked so hard. And they found millions of ballots, you know. And they took the election away from him. They almost did it to Steve Hilton. I complained. I got the U.S. attorneys involved and the FBI. And as soon as they, because he was...
Wait, repeat.
Did it to Steve Hilton. I complained, you know. And they took the election away from him. They almost did it to Steve Hilton. I complained. I got the U.S. attorneys involved and the FBI. And as soon as they, because he was, you know, they were putting out reports. Steve Hilton is starting to fade. He's running, as you know, for governor of California. And they said, Steve Hilton. I said, here we go. They're going to find ballots. And they said he was starting to fade. He wasn't fading. He was the opposite. And I put the U.S. attorney involved. They said, well, no, in 2 weeks. After can you imagine? This is the week after the election. They're saying he's starting to fade. And then I got the U.S. attorney involved. And they didn't know in 2 weeks. They let it be known an hour later.
So, Mr. President, real quickly, did you know?
Almost done. Second. All right.
Very dishonest, and you can't have a country unless you have really honest elections. And when people don't want to have voter ID, when people don't want to have proof of citizenship, it's only for one reason, because they want to cheat, and they're very good at it.
And Mr. President, obviously, Senator Lindsey Graham was...
Pretty simple. Eyewitness footage captures the moment floodwaters carried cars away in Chengda, Hebei province in China. Oh, whoa, that is, thanks. Whoa. Flooding in the middle of the city. Whee. In with Daddy soup today? Okay. Alright, I'll make it. Heat waves threaten with an extra egg, okay. So with what, 3 eggs? 3 eggs. Alright. I'm game for that. I like extra egg. Heat waves threaten Parmigiano Reggiano production facility in Italy. Like the one. The big one. Affecting milk quality and storage costs for over 500,000 wheels of cheese worth more than $340 million.
Is extreme heat threatening Italy's Parmesan heartland? We are in Reggio Emilia.
Maybe it's your lack of air conditioning.
Where authentic Parmigiano Reggiano is made. 300,000 wheels of Parmigiano Reggiano are stored inside this warehouse run by Italian bank Credito Emiliano. The cheese is made using just 3 ingredients: milk, salt, and rennet. But there is a 4th one. It's time. Wheels are stored during the aging process for at least 12 months and sometimes several years. Parmigiano Reggiano is stored as collateral by Credito Emiliano in exchange for credit lines that help to finance production costs. More than 500,000 wheels of Parmigiano Reggiano are stored in its 2 warehouses, together worth more than 300 million euros. But director of MGT Giancarlo Ravanetti says extreme temperatures are becoming a major challenge.
This year, during the hottest days, we recorded an increase of around 30% in daily energy consumption. We are certainly concerned, but over the years we have tried to find solutions. We've replaced our refrigeration units with more efficient systems, and we have also replaced the boilers to maintain temperatures at the correct levels during the winter, in line with the consortium's production regulations.
While rising bills are hitting managers of the warehouses, the heat waves are hurting farmers too. Parma is one of the only 5 provinces where Parmigiano Reggiano can be made.
Parmigiano Reggiano
Interesting.
owes its distinctive quality characteristics to milk produced within a very specific geographical area.
Nicola Bertinelli is president of the Parmigiano Reggiano.
Well, I'm kind of bored with cheese now, but you guys should get some air conditioning. Really? Meta removes controversial AI feature on Instagram after backlash. What? The thing that allowed people to steal people's accounts? That one? They just now removed that. After, what, like a month? Or more? Or is this a different one? Earlier this week, Meta announced Muse Image, a new AI image generator. Meta promoted one feature that allowed individuals to generate images by mentioning public Instagram accounts that they wanted to reference. The feature, which wasn't designed to alert a user if their photos were used in this way, prompted immediate backlash. Yeah, that's creepy as hell. Like, what? Freaks. AI can now recreate your fingerprint using only a photo. With just a photo of a peace sign. AI and photo editing. This isn't really that shocking, to be honest. Nor is it new. Like, this is something that could be done like 5+ years ago.
I'm wearing gloves for this one, and I'm going to need you to stay with me because AI can now steal fingerprints from use a photo that
This is real. Here's the article. People were actually able to do this.
About half the print. This isn't theoretical. In China, a researcher did a
like Amazon has had those stupid handprint scanners for I don't even know how long now.
live demonstration
So long that they did away with them due to backlash because no one used them.
on TV. And in 2025, criminals tried to use a photo that someone posted to get into the smart lock on their home. Now, I know what you're thinking. How do I delete this app? I'm right there with you. But good news, this would have to be a highly targeted attack. So your brunch selfie, probably fine. Also, the quality of the photo, the blur, the lighting, all of that's important. But if you notice peace signs, thumbs up, and the little hearts going into retirement, now you know why.
This is real. Here's the article. People were actually able to do this. The program they used showed fingerprint ridges becoming visible after the image was enhanced with photo editing software and artificial intelligence tools. According to China...
But yeah, this is not new.
Newsweek, a professor at the university said that portrait photos taken with high-quality cameras could make it possible to reconstruct hand details from this peace sign pose.
U.S. unleashes new round of strikes on Iran.
It's conducting a fresh round of strikes against Iran in an attempt to counter Tehran's aggression in the Strait of Hormuz. Let's go live to Tel Aviv where Mike Tobin has the details. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Lawrence. The latest in the back and forth with struggle for control over the Strait of Hormuz has Iran once again firing on its neighbors. Jordan, Oman, Bahrain, and Kuwait all took fire. The Kuwait is saying that border crossings, even an oil rig were hit out there. There's been a lot of social media traffic suggesting that U.S. service members were injured in Kuwait. Those reports are not true. But this follows another round of U.S. strikes inside of Iran. There may be some fresh reporting today about new strikes. The U.S. says everything from missile launching sites to maritime locations that Iran was using to menace shipping in the Strait were hit. Dozens of targets were hit by land-based and sea-based fighter jets. Guided missiles were fired from ships in the area. This latest round of airstrikes came after Iran fired on a Cyprus flag cargo ship crossing the strait. It was traveling outside of the route designated by Iran and following the route encouraged by the U.S. One sailor is now missing and the ship was disabled. President Trump says Iran triggered this round of violence.
University of Chicago is attempting to stop students from relying on AI.
As part of
Best of luck.
a broader strategy to curb AI usage, the University of Chicago Law School is banning first-year students from using phones and laptops in the classroom.
Ooh.
The school says it's to, quote, ensure students actually learn to think critically, strategically, and independently without relying on AI, end quote. If you want to find out more about the school's AI strategy, head to the story on our website, cbschicago.com.
How this is going to work is there's going to be no phones, laptops, or tablets allowed in the classroom. The goal is to force students to think critically and independently during class time when AI reliance is most tempting.
Okay, guy, we just heard that. Okay. Got more. List of possible Trump Supreme Court nominees has some with no bench experience, not unusual for the High Court. Trump refuses to sign housing bill over stalled election bill.
Well, the vast majority of Republicans in this country are for it. It's true, he does have a problem with a few Republicans in the Senate, and it's really up to him and the Senate leadership to try to find a way around it. The problem is, of course, in the Senate, you need 60 votes to do anything, and I seriously doubt they're ever going to get to that threshold. That, of course, leads to this question about the filibuster. Seems unlikely to me they're going to be able to change the filibuster rules. You wonder whether they could negotiate it down, take out some of the things that the Democrats don't like, and get it down to something that maybe people could vote for, like specifically on the voter ID, which, look, everybody wants voter ID. President Trump, by the way, is hardly the first political leader in this country recently to care about election laws. In fact, when Nancy Pelosi was Speaker of the House, H.R. 1, the #1 bill in the House under Pelosi, was an election bill that had to do with federalizing our elections. So both parties have had opinions about how to run elections in this country. It's not unique to Donald Trump, but he certainly feels strongly about it. And I can tell you this, every single Republican I know just about thinks it's a good idea. And so I can see why the president's touting it, because his base absolutely wants it.
I mean,
Senator McConnell breaks silence.
Elaine Chao saying he has been hospitalized after suffering a fall last month. This breaks
his silence with a post on Facebook.
Weeks of silence amid growing speculation and concern about the senator's condition. McConnell saying, quote,
I don't know that meets my definition of breaking silence.
Doctors have confirmed I didn't break any bones or suffer a concussion. I didn't have a heart attack or a stroke. I don't have any tumors or hemorrhages. The senator says he underwent tests to determine what caused that fall. He was also treated for mild pneumonia, adding he's been moved.
And I'm supposed to believe that an aide did not make this post for him? Why? Yeah, Rand Paul says Fauci will be publicly testifying before a Senate committee on July 29th.
After months of searching through intelligence community holdings and files, today I'm releasing new evidence of long-standing U.S. government.
I mean, this is from, forget how long ago, but
government funding of more than 120 biolabs in over 30 countries. Now, these biolabs include labs in places like Ukraine, which could be at risk of compromise due to the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. In fact, the intelligence community had previously warned that a U.S.-funded biolab in Ukraine likely housed dangerous pathogens and remained vulnerable to long-standing threats of Russian attack, seizure, or damage. Now, until now, evidence regarding the full existence and funding of these laboratories had been knowingly withheld from you, the American people. Many of these U.S. government-funded biolabs are currently or have previously engaged in research using hazardous and highly contagious pathogens, and in some cases included dangerous gain-of-function research with very little visibility or oversight. Now, President Trump clearly understands the serious threat dangerous gain-of-function research poses to the American people, and this is why he took decisive action over a year ago. On May 25th, 2025, he signed an an executive order to end federal funding of gain-of-function research around the world. Here at ODNI, I issued new guidance to the intelligence community directing increased collection on these laboratories and facilities overseas. And we're already seeing the results of this increased collection. We're learning new details, for example, on clinical trials that are underway at these facilities and that are raising significant ethical, financial, and security concerns regarding the supposed public health initiatives and U.S. national security. Now, despite the obvious potential for catastrophic global impact that research on dangerous pathogens in biolabs can have, politicians and so-called health professionals like Dr. Fauci, as well as entities within the Biden administration's national security team, lied repeatedly to the American people about the existence of U.S.-funded and supported biolabs. Not only did they lie, they threatened those who attempted to expose the truth. So this release today breaks new ground, as the information surrounding the existence, history, locations, and funding of these U.S.-funded biolabs has been intentionally covered up by very powerful people who falsely claimed that these biolabs didn't exist. Now, they accuse anyone who says otherwise to be foreign assets and traitors to America. Now, ODNI will continue working closely with partners across the U.S. government to identify exactly where these labs are and what pathogens they contain to end dangerous gain-of-function research that threatens the health and well-being of the American people and people around the world.
So, a little over a couple weeks. Iranian military warns Gulf cooperation with the United States considered an act of war. Oh boy. Okay. What is this business? Rep. Anna Polina Luna demands ouster of NSC Intel Chief Adam Jones for shutting down election integrity investigations. Jim Clapper's guy needs to go. Don't know this guy. This dude, I guess. Disgraced lawyer Michael Cohen says he and President Trump have reconciled. Really? Bonded over shared experience of betrayal. How interesting. Okay, they held a private meeting last summer at Bedminster. Reportedly followed by another discussion this year and additional contact with several of Trump's closest allies. How interesting. All right, let me go back to Nick Shirley's bit here. I want to see some of that.
Like $12.9 million on 7,000 patients, and you say there's not 7,000 patients. Are you committing fraud? Does this daycare pay you to come here? She just said yes. Here, 3 durable medical equipment companies were launched, and so we're wondering, like, where's the equipment at?
They sold it all.
Our tax dollars are paying for old people to do Tai Chi here inside of New York.
So you might wonder, is that the best use of dollars, or are we better off paying for life-saving treatments in hospitals?
One of the largest fraud schemes in America is taking place in New York City, as billions of dollars is being defrauded by organized Korean and Chinese mafias, along with other foreigners operating and stealing taxpayer dollars. They are using the elderly and the needy to bill the United States government billions of dollars at your expense. In the state state of New York, government-funded personal assistance has become the #1 fastest-growing industry in the state, going from $2.5 billion in 2019 to now nearly $12 billion in 2025. It is an industry full of fraudsters who have taken advantage of the system, and as New York City leads the state with funding and the amount of providers, locations like Flushing, Queens have more than 70 adult daycares within just a few blocks. Some of these daycares receiving more than $40 million to watch the elderly play board games at the taxpayers' expense. And to see the fraud firsthand, we headed to an adult daycare who had received over $5 million, and they explained exactly how the fraud works and even led us to the main fraudsters in the area. Stay tuned because you're going to be shocked to see what our tax dollars are being spent on.
We're heading to One Stop Senior Daycare Center. This place has billed $5.2 million in just 2025 alone, and they're averaging 276 beneficiaries per day, which is 5 times above the national average of just 48 beneficiaries a day. So they have 5 times the amount of people coming into this daycare each and every single day, and they billed $5.2 million. Let's go see what their operation looks like. It's on the 2nd floor. We're going in. Here we go. Hello, sir. Hello. How are you? Is this One Stop Daycare Center, right?
Hi.
Awesome. How are you doing, sir?
Hi, how are you?
Good. Nice to meet you.
Yes.
Amazing. We were wondering if we could check our grandma into daycare.
Oh, okay. Okay, come, sit.
And we have some questions as well.
We were instantly welcomed in, and these individuals did something that no fraudster had ever done before and actually opened up and talked about their business. Now, it's super important to follow this conversation because they expose exactly how the fraud happens.
Is there 270 people here today?
No.
No.
Yeah. So right now, when was that?
2025.
Yeah, last year, yeah.
Last year.
Majority of our members left.
They left.
Yeah.
So last year was big business.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's like, less than that. You can check up for the current the billing.
So what happened to all the people?
Oh, yeah.
To everywhere else. Everywhere that, maybe you guys know why you're here.
Yeah, you're searching for the fraud claim or something,
yeah,
right?
You guys chose the wrong place.
Not here. I'm going to recommend.
We have
Oh, so you can tell us where the other fraud's at?
We would, is this being recorded?
Yeah.
Okay, so we would love to, but we're very concerned. We were trying to maybe reach out to other actual, government agencies.
Yeah.
But we're very careful because it's a conflict of interest between us and other people.
And other daycares.
Yeah, but us, I'm actually glad that you guys came.
You are the one, like, the Minnesota, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we help America save lots of money.
Yeah.
And so, like, we're concerned about some of these crazy numbers. Like 5.75 times the national average is quite a bit.
The current, we are the biggest daycare right now.
Yeah.
The size matter. The faculty is like the biggest right now.
And this daycare truly was gigantic. It had a cafeteria, a ballroom, had an upstairs, had a massage room, a karaoke room, a room for people to do art, a pool table room, and even a place for them to play their own instruments. And now they started explaining why others were leaving their daycare to go to other daycares to receive kickbacks.
We used to grow bigger, and then those members, every time they would come in, they would mention some sort of other benefits that they would get. Every time we rejected it, our channel, if you see the waves, it'll just keep getting discharge and discharge. So even this year, we hit maybe about a 300 to 400 member discharge, almost simultaneously. And then we all find out that the reason is because other daycares are doing whatever you guys are aware of. So we're losing our members left and right. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now we're down to 120.
And do you think like the fraud is real with these adult daycare centers?
Can I say everything? Yeah, 100%. It's 100%. And us, I know another daycare down there, the biggest places are losing the most members.
But you guys don't commit fraud?
No. That's why we're losing members. The numbers speak for itself.
Were you guys ever surprised by how much money you could make running adult daycares?
I mean, of course, but the funds to run a place this big, even the OIG, Inspector Generals, came last around the end of the year. They did the whole book sweep, they did everything, same place. They sat there, we had a whole meeting. We told them frankly, they said, how do you operate this place? With the members that came in, we were able to barely manage the facility. The rent is insane. The amount of staff that we had at that point was insane. So we weren't making much profit margin even then anyway. So even during that time, they said, do we do any kickbacks? We opened the whole book. They inspected everything. They see no margin for kickbacks. We had no funds to do even such a thing. Frankly, we're suffering. To be honest with you guys, yeah.
Really?
So I need you guys' help.
Yeah, no.
I need you guys' help.
Very, very. Like,
how can we help?
There's so many places that we could send you to do the same thing, and you'll really get whatever you need from them.
They then told us some of the daycares that were actually committing the fraud.
I mean, almost every daycare that you see in Flushing, every daycare that you walk in is doing the same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So how does the fraud work then? So like someone takes in the people and then they start getting kickbacks, or they start billing other transportation companies, or
so just now I was having a consultation with 2 members. They've been here with us forever. They're telling us that all their friends are leaving. We already know what's going on. So they're telling me that every daycare that is doing it is teaching them how to like logically think about this. They're treating the kickback as not a kickback. They're just thinking that if, let's say, the CEO makes a profit margin, then they give that margin back to the members. So they tell the members that that's not a kickback. We're telling them it doesn't matter, then the funds should decrease so that there is no sufficient funds for them to actually flush it back out into the public. They don't understand that. So usually it's per member, per day, per referral, who do you come with, how you get there, how many people you bring.
So like the way it works is an old person then tells their friends, hey, join us, join this daycare. Then we get a kickback off of you joining, like a referral program.
Correct, exactly. So let's say.
And they bill Medicare and Medicaid.
No.
Medicaid.
Medicaid. So companies like you guys bill Medicaid, and so then these old people are giving kickbacks from Medicaid money to
the
old people.
Exactly.
Is it a daycare that's giving the kickback for the referral?
Correct.
Or it's not Medicaid, it's the daycare giving the kickback.
But with Medicaid's money.
Medicaid money.
Correct. And when the specific daycare bills something per member, then there's basically deals that's going on between them two. You know what I mean? Like how many days do you get? Basically, let's say you come into my daycare and you have X amount of days. Then that's funds that I'm making off this one member. There's a kickback portion of that goes back to that member.
Wow.
If you have a referral or a large group, usually people move in groups these days. So that's what's the, yeah.
So these old people are out recruiting people to come to certain daycares.
Members themselves, friends, people that's all about money. You know, previous business owners that retired. Even the daycare itself, they have staff in there, or stuff like that. It's
wow.
The whole
as an owner side of that, I can say that's why I want to close the business at this moment, because I cannot compete them like money. I cannot do that. So yeah.
Were you guys ever doing that?
No.
We then left and headed to the #1 daycare in the area that's received over $44 million over the past few years, and this is how much money they received this year.
We're outside of Sunrise Senior Service. In 2024, this adult daycare right here billed $12.9 million. In adult daycare, they paid $10.8 million, and in transportation, they paid $2.1 million. The last daycare we were at said this is the one that is taking all their clients and they're giving kickbacks. Let's go see what's going on. So look right here, they just put them in this van right here. They bust these old people in, and then they bring them in here, and then they're taking kickbacks. Oh, we're going to Sunrise Senior Service.
I am walking over there.
Oh, perfect.
What brought you here?
Oh, I would like to sign my grandma up for daycare.
Can you repeat that again?
I would like to sign my grandma for daycare.
Oh, she's American, right?
Yeah.
But no American here, so yeah.
So you're discriminating against Americans?
No, that is no discrimination. But only Koreans here, so I think she can
only Koreans
with other people because they
only Koreans.
They cannot speak English.
Oh, she speaks Korean.
Oh, that's American?
Yeah, American that speaks Korean.
Korean American?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay, then no problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Her name's Debbie. Yeah, she wants to come and play games with the old people.
Oh, yeah, she will be here?
Yeah. We're thinking about bringing her here.
Oh, when?
Not yet.
Whoa!
Oh my word. Everyone, calm down. Calm down. Is it true, like, if my grandma Debbie signs up, she can then, like, get a kickback and, like, get money?
kickback and money?
Yeah.
What about the money? I don't understand. What money are you talking about?
Like, someone's telling my grandma Debbie that if she comes here, then she can get money from the daycare.
She's already a member of here or what?
No, she wants to become a member to get money from the daycare.
I'm the owner.
Oh, great, yeah. So, got a grandma, her name is Debbie, and she would like to become a potential member of the daycare because we were over at another daycare and they don't offer kickbacks. And so do you guys offer kickbacks?
No, we don't offer kickbacks.
No?
Of course not.
Because that's what the other daycare was saying.
Which daycare?
Well, just the one over there.
I don't know. It's what they're saying because I'm the owner, but I'm not doing kickbacks.
Because then we were doing like some numbers and it said you guys made like $12.9 million in 2024, and which is a lot of money, and then like $2.1 million for transportation companies.
What is it?
So like you guys billed $12.9 million, and then out of that $12 million, 10 was for adult daycare and 2 was for transportation.
Yes.
And so they're saying they're giving kickbacks.
No, we don't. So where? Who told you that?
Well, the other daycare, because they didn't want to give us kickbacks.
Yeah, because we don't offer kickbacks.
No kickbacks.
No kickbacks.
Do you think it's true that a lot of these daycares are like committing fraud?
I heard some other daycares are doing fraud, but we don't do fraud thing.
We don't do fraud thing.
Where'd I come from?
Yes.
Oh, I come from around here.
Yes.
We're just concerned about where our tax dollars are going. So, and how come you guys are the daycare that receives the most amount of money here in Flushing, Queens?
We have a lot of members.
How many members do you guys have?
I don't have to tell you.
Because here it says you guys have 7,899.
Where did you get this information?
Oh, it's all public, sir.
It's actually from the public databases of CMS and HHS.
Do I have to tell you the number?
But this place doesn't look like it can hold 7,000.
Yes, you have to tell me.
People.
Can I have an idea
Just say yes.
or something? You're asking me some about.
Well, this is public information because it's public tax dollars that you guys are receiving.
I don't have to tell you, right?
Yeah, but do you guys have 7,000 members, for instance?
No, we don't have 7,000 members.
Okay.
That's not what the paper says.
Okay, well, that's what it says. You have 7,899 in 2024, and then so that's not true.
7,000?
Yeah. So you guys, are you guys overbilling then? Because you guys are getting paid per patient $1,600, and that's how you guys got $12.9 million in 2024.
I don't know how they calculate, but I don't remember. I don't remember all the numbers.
But did you have 7,000? I think you'd remember if you had.
No, I don't. We don't have 7,000 members.
So how come you guys billed for 7,000 people then?
Do I have to tell you?
Well,
Yes, sir. Yes, you do.
Like $12.9 million on 7,000 patients, and you say there's not 7,000 patients. Are you committing fraud? Like, are these numbers wrong?
Please, sir.
$12.9 million? That's a lot of money.
Leave.
$12.9 million. All right, we will leave. You could have just answered the questions. Now,
I said I don't want
now
to.
People are going to be wondering if you're committing fraud.
I said I don't want to, but why you keep asking me? I said I don't want to tell you the information.
Well,
and why
these are taxpayer dollars, so.
So what? So I don't have to tell you the.
We're sick of people defrauding our taxes. This guy received $12.9 million, and right here it says they had 7,899 patients.
We then left, and the same guy came downstairs.
So we just ran the numbers, and once again, we did the math. $12.9 million divided by 7,899, $1.6 thousand per patient, and literally would have been impossible to have 7,000. That's like a small concert. You realize that, right? This money comes straight from Medicaid.
Yes.
Sir, so you technically have a small concert, an arena full of people up in there.
I don't have to tell you that.
That's how much you guys are billing.
Go other daycares.
Billing people for.
Just go for other daycares.
You realize how impossible that is, right? You realize that's literally impossible to have 7.8 thousand people inside of your daycare. You're billing. You received $12.9 million in 2024.
Information, and I'm telling you, stop threatening me.
Oh, don't do the X hands.
Fraud.
Oh, he did X hands. You gotta stop now.
Sir,
do something.
Is it possible to have 7,000 people on that one floor? Like, that's how simple it is. Just answer the question.
After he couldn't answer any of our questions, he then called the cops on us.
Can I call police?
So the fraudster's gonna call the cops on us. You do realize you're calling the cops on yourself, right? So this is how the operation works. They bring them in through the transportation company. They bring them in right through this door into this adult daycare, and then they bill Medicaid. 7,000 people are supposed to fit on that second floor right there. 7,000 people is the size of a small arena. You realize you just called the cops on yourself, right, for committing fraud?
Prove that.
Well, I did. $12.9 million, 7,000 patients, they're nowhere to be seen. Dude just snitched on himself. Hello, ma'am. How are you? Does this daycare give kickbacks? Does this daycare pay you to come here? She just said yes. She just said yeah. She said yeah. God bless you.
God bless you.
I love your shirt, USA. She just said they get kickbacks. She said honk. Yeah.
Whatever with her then.
Sir, this operation here is pretty crazy.
Wow.
As we left the daycare, one of the patients wanted us to take a photo of herself.
Wow, looks so fancy. You going to daycare?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to daycare at Sunrise? You go to Sunrise?
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That lady's enrolled into a daycare, but she does not look like she needs to go to a daycare. So you have all these people right now who are enrolled into these daycares, and then because these people receive upwards of $12.9 million, they're able to then give those kickbacks to people just like that lady, for example. Are you enrolled to daycare here?
No.
What do you think about all the fraudsters committing fraud at these daycares?
Hey, listen, I seen you on TV all over the country, man, and I'm really for you, man.
So that building right there, Sunrise Senior Service, they received $12.9 million.
They did?
Yes.
This one?
Yep, for 7,899 adults. It's an adult daycare.
Oh, that's a fraudster then. Yeah, definitely.
Now we're outside of Beautiful Palace Daycare. This place received $9.4 million, and it said it had 8,060 patients, and per patient, that is $1,200. And they spent $8.4 million in adult daycare, and they spent $1 million on transportation. And the thing is, these people are smart. Now that the fraudsters are on high alert, there are actually people inside of these daycares. However, these places are billing for 8,000 patients. It's quite literally impossible to have 8,000 patients inside of these buildings.
As you enter, you can see your tax dollars at work as Koreans are using it to play board games and play bingo inside an adult daycare.
So let's see if we can enroll Debbie into some daycare. My name's Nick. We're coming through. We're just over at a Sunrise Senior Daycare, and we've been going to a few of the daycares around here, trying to look for the best one possible for our grandma Debbie.
Will you look? Because I'm busy right now. So will you do the service for the adult daycare? Or?
No, we're looking for a good one for our grandma potentially.
Oh, but I think we don't accept the new member, right?
No members? Why not?
Yeah, yes, because we have enough. Yes.
How many do you guys have? It says you guys have 8,000 patients here.
No.
Around 8,000?
No, who say that?
HHS. Yeah, we're looking for potential places for our grandma that aren't fraudulent.
I mean, if you're looking for your potential.
Because this comes from the public HHS Medicaid provider spending data set.
We don't have that one.
But $9.4 million.
Sorry. Okay.
Do you guys have 8,000 patients?
No.
No. Did you guys bill for 8,000 patients in 2024?
No, that's too much, no.
Yeah, it is a lot, right? $9.4 million.
It's just crazy.
Do you guys receive money from Medicaid?
No. What are you talking about?
No, so this is all self-funded by the
We're doing
elders?
the inspection right now for the insurance company, so if you have any questions, you have the vet. I'm so sorry about
that. Did you guys not receive money from Medicaid then?
Not me, right?
And remember this guy because we'll be coming back to him later with Dr. Oz.
Everyone is on high alert right now.
With Dr.
No one can
Oz?
justify the numbers. As we're leaving now, these locations are calling everyone. It's alleged that this has ties with potentially the Chinese mafia, and a lot of this money is being funneled, and no one really knows exactly
100%.
where it's going to. We do know that fraudsters here in the United States oftentimes are foreigners, and it's oftentimes foreign governments that have infiltrated our government and are taking our benefits to then funnel and take that money to these other countries. And right now, as we are going to these locations that are receiving millions upon millions of dollars, right now in Poly Market, there is an 8% chance that Mandami, the mayor of New York City, will pass the 2% millionaire tax before 2027. All these people that are becoming newfound millionaires, if it passes, are going to have to start paying an extra 2% on their taxes as well. kind of interesting perspective. We're outside of Hiroseam Adult Daycare. This place in 2025, it made $7.6 million, and its initial startup was in 2024. So it went from non-existing in 2023, existing in 2024, and then 2025, it went and made $7.6 million. Here we go.
And as we arrived, one of the staff was right there waiting for us.
Hello. How are you doing? Waiting for us?
How can I help you?
Yeah, nice to meet you, sir. Yeah, is this Hiroseam? Adult Daycare?
Yes.
Received $7.6 million in 2025?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. Okay, well, I'd like to enroll my grandma, Debbie.
What was that?
I'd like to enroll my grandma, Debbie. Can I get some paperwork? Business is booming here at the daycare. They have it pumping right now. Got all the elderly out here right now. This place made $7.6 million in 2025.
It's not your business.
It actually is because it's our tax dollars. It's public information from the HHS.
So what?
So what?
Yeah, you pay all this tax?
No, I paid quite a bit of taxes this last year though.
I don't care, so can you leave?
Would you have a problem with us being here?
Yeah, you guys are like disturbing us.
Oh, I didn't mean to disturb you. I was just asking about our tax dollars.
Why are you asking?
$7.6 million for this daycare. New York Medicaid adult daycare payments from CMS. We're just asking questions about the numbers, sir. But if you don't want to answer, it's all right.
Here, location is 3520 147th Street. Three white guys are here and they are not living.
Oh, three white guys.
He's calling the cops on us now.
Must be racist.
We're just asking numbers about the public information. The reason why we're asking these questions is because this is tax dollars. This is New York Medicaid that people pay taxes into, $7.6 million. And I think people are just curious, where is this money going and how's it being spent?
Did you guys talk with Medicaid at all?
Well, this is Medicaid. This comes straight from their numbers.
Yeah, did you talk with them?
We're curious about what the money's going to, so we're coming straight to the source. And if there's nothing to hide, I don't know why you guys just can't answer the questions.
Well, I just don't feel a reason why we need to answer.
And now we're not saying exactly that all these businesses are fraud. However, we are showing you where our tax dollars are going. And when these people do receive $7.6 million, and we're simply asking, why do you guys need that money? And they can't answer any of the questions, it does make you speculate a few things.
Now we are speculative about the fraud on this daycare. However, we then talked to one of the transportation ladies who drives one of the vans, and she says that this daycare is the same one as Sunrise, and they built this daycare because they needed another spot to put the clientele from Sunrise. Fraudulent.
So this daycare started in 2024, and its second year in business, they made $7.6 million.
Wow, that explains a lot.
Sunrise Daycare just over there, they made $12.9 million in 2024.
This is Sunrise as well. I guess it's so big that they opened this one too. So these are two daycares. So if the seniors are not here, they're over there.
And so altogether, that place has made upwards of $20 million, whoever is the business owner of Hiroseam and Sunrise Adult Daycare. Whether that's one person or a partner, that's a lot of money within just this one block. That's about $20 million. Now we're outside of B&B Adult Daycare. This location made $5.5 million. That's how much they billed Medicaid, and they averaged 241 beneficiaries per day. On their peak day of business, they had 348 beneficiaries. That comes out at $27,000 paid in one day. That is 5 times above the national average for adult daycare centers. Let's see what kind of operation B&B has going on. And I want to keep in mind, we're not targeting any community or any race, anybody. This is just straight from the numbers that we pulled, and these are the numbers that have the most amount of money and have the most amount of suspicious activity going on. So it has nothing to do with Koreans, Asian community. This just has something to do with straight up fraud and money that's tax dollars are going to. And we're not saying each location is fraudulent. We're just showing you more than anything where our money is going. What do you guys do inside the daycare? What do you do inside the daycares?
Saturday?
In the daycare, what do you do?
I do this.
What do you do?
Yeah.
Speak English?
English and piano and ping pong, everything.
Wow, it is booming in here. Wow, this location right now is popping. They got this place filled with seniors. We're just going to a lot of the daycares here today. You guys B&B?
Yeah.
Yeah, why are you guys here?
Oh, we're just going through some of the daycares around the area. Can we talk to you guys out here?
Yeah, sure.
Do you work for B&B?
No, he doesn't. But he's our auditor.
I'm an auditor
what he's saying is he knows
healthcare
his
company.
So the auditors are all coming through today. What a coincidence. Annual checkup. What are the odds that the day Nick Shirley shows up to have an annual checkup? The odds of that happening are very, very slim. So you guys received $5.5 million in 2025. In your peak day, you guys have 341. Yeah, right here. So how come one day you guys had 348 beneficiaries?
No, I didn't answer. Can you give me permit?
We don't need a permit to film. But do you think there is fraud taking place here inside some of these daycares, ma'am?
Can you give me your ID? Everybody, can you give
me your ID?
Yes, sir.
Give me your ID.
Yeah. Okay. So give each other your IDs. Give her your ID as well.
Give me your ID first.
No.
I'm not going to give you my ID. My name's Nick Shirley. I have nothing to hide. For you guys' benefit, it would help if you guys could just answer.
I don't want to benefit.
I don't
want to benefit. What's $5.5 million?
Have a good day.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Are you guys committing fraud by chance?
By chance.
We just want to know what that $5.5 million is being used for. And look, around here you'll see lots of nice cars. Range Rover's pulling up right here. It's strange that you guys received $5.5 million from Medicaid and can't answer a single question. They're freaking out right now.
Decide right now. What do you want to do?
You speak English, sir? And nobody speaks English here. Yeah, all of our tax dollars
They
are going
should have posted all of their foreign babble and translated it. We have AI now. It can do that.
Applications just like these.
I would love to know what they're talking about between the two of them. What they're, saying in their native language.
This comes straight from New York Medicaid. And all we're doing is simply asking where the money is going, because this is straight from New York Medicaid, but nobody will be able to answer any of our questions. Hello, ma'am. Do you want to answer any questions? $5.5 million went to this location, yet they can't even answer a single question.
Bro, love your video.
Oh,
love
thank you very much.
Really
appreciate it.
What are you doing over here?
We're checking out these adult daycares.
Oh, they're doing it here too?
Yes. What do you think?
way.
What do you think about all these adult daycares?
It's crazy.
This place, for instance, right here, B&B, they received $5.5 million.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
I don't know, bro. There's a lot of them, I'll say that.
Do you think your tax dollars should be going to fund old people paying cards?
Probably not, no.
Right here in this street, there's another daycare. Silvertown Daycare has this entire
Freaking everywhere.
plaza. This is the daycare right here.
Insane.
And it's more just like a cafeteria than anything. Looks like some people are coming out. What's your take on all the daycares popping up here in this part of Flushing, Queens? Do you think it's unnecessary?
What is this for?
Oh, we're just doing a documentary on all the daycares. Do you think fraud is taking place inside the adult daycare industry here?
Definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah. But
are you committing fraud?
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. So let's say you guys aren't committing fraud, but these other daycares are. What kind of fraud do you think they are committing? And do you think some seniors do receive kickbacks for going to some of the daycares?
There are rumors, but there's no, concrete, anything concrete, proof or evidence.
Does this daycare pay you to come here?
Yogi.
Do you notice a lot of these adult daycares popping up around here?
I'm running for assembly, actually.
And what do you think about all the adult daycares here?
I know that they all steal money. I mean, that's just part of politics. So 100% there.
And you, as you live around this area, what kind of rumors do you hear about the fraud that does take place? How does it work?
Well, the thing is that social services are supposed to be for the residents. They're supposed to be for the retirees, the elderly, right? And there's only a certain number of social services available for those that require it. But because there's so much money involved, because the money is just coming from the government and it's not accounted for, then of course they're going to be taking it. And all it does is it takes it away from the taxpayers, the elderly, the retirees. Those are the people that are affected, and those are the people that are left out because they don't have a voice. The elected political dynasties that have been running Queens and New York for so long, they're held to their donors, and the people that donate to them are these NGOs and special interests, which then they funnel the money back into them, and that's really the problem.
Keeps the cycle going. So there's a never-ending cycle of fraud that takes place here because, for instance, right here the transportation companies just pulled up. They receive money from the daycare. They also then bill out the pharmacies that are around the block. and then the durable medical equipment companies, and then on top of that, that money gets funneled back into the politicians' campaigns, and they can continue to push their agendas.
Yeah, and there's no oversight, right? There's no way to check any of this fraud, but they write it in such a way legally to where technically it's not. You know what I mean? But it's not raw. It's not right. You know, and that's the issue.
Outside of this daycare, we got a Mercedes, we have an M3 BMW right here. Lots of nice cars rolling around these daycares. Got a Porsche right there, another Porsche right there. Here at Living Well Daycare, this place received $8.6 million in 2025, and they're the largest payee among a lot of these Flushing daycares. In fact, they average 271 beneficiaries per day. Their peak day of business, they had 406 beneficiaries, and on that day of business, they made $41,580. That is 5.6 times the national average. Let's go see what kind of business they're operating. And Living Well received $8.6 million in 2025, and on their peak day of business, they billed the state for 406 beneficiaries. My name's Nick Shirley.
No, we don't need any survey.
And sir, could you just answer the questions? No. So we just come straight with the facts, and they start running. And $8.6 million in 2025. Flushing, Queens is full of adult daycare businesses that I believe are operating fraudulently. None of them will answer any questions, and we're coming straight with the facts, straight from the data sets that are public for all of you to see.
Now, what's crazy about this fraud here in New York City is that adult daycares is actually only a small percentage of the fraud. The home healthcare industry is filled with fraud, from the pharmacies to the durable medical equipment companies to the home healthcare agencies that operate. Now we're going to be diving deep into each one of these, and they all include dollars from your taxes. Now, this is exactly how big of an industry it is here inside of New York City.
In New York City, in 2018, they billed $3.5 billion. However, in 2024, it is now costing $11.5 billion, and that number is only growing. So we have some locations here. We've arrived, and here at this building, Red Sun Home Care has billed the government $87.9 million from 2018 to 2024, and in 2024, they billed the government $17.2 million. And just in 2024, they had 122,000 claims, and since 2018, they've had over 674,000 claims. And what's really crazy about this is they're billing all of this off of one service, off of one code. 99.86% of their $87.9 million in revenue comes from one service, from one code. The number is extremely, extremely high. Let's see what happens. Here we are in Red Sun. Hello. How are you doing? Is this in Korean or Chinese?
Chinese.
Chinese. Yeah, we have some questions about Red Sun Home Care. Yes, for instance, in 2024, billed over $17 million, and there's 122,000 claims. Could we speak to someone?
Hi, can I help you?
Hello, how's it going? Good. We're just doing some digging around here inside of Flushing and inside of just New York City in general with some of the excessive billing of home care. And it says here, for instance, there's been $87.9 million in revenue off of one code. 99.86% of all that revenues come from one code, one service. What's the main service you guys provide?
I don't know where you get that info from.
Oh, it's straight from the databases that the government has. HHS. Yeah, the HHS, Health and Human Services, and
sorry, we're like right at the top of the hour here, and I missed it. But that's it for me. Sorry, a couple minutes over there. Sir Fedora's in. Man, it's freaking crazy stuff, though. Jeez.
Oh yeah, go Nick, go, definitely.
Indeed.
Keep it up. Can you hear me?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you're good.
I had a monitor go out on me, so I had to make some last minute changes.
Gotcha.
Didn't know if I was all there.
Cool.
All right.
Well, I'll let you get to it then, man. You have a good show.
All right. You have a great day.
I sure will. See you guys. Bye.
Hey.
All right, YouTube. That's it. Oh boy, I don't think I'm gonna be here tomorrow. I might be on the road tomorrow. See, might have some traveling to do for film stuff. So I will see you when I see you. Bye bye.